Hey guys, and welcome to Spiritual Awakening Sundays. We're here on Sundays. We talk about everything you need to know to help guide you on your spiritual awakening journey. Hey guys, and welcome back. Welcome if you're new. If you guys are new, hello, hi, my name is Astaria, and in today's video we're going to be talking all about the dark night of the soul. Now, maybe this is a term you've heard, but aren't too familiar with it, or maybe you're going through it right now. And so let's first just process what the dark night of the soul is. So the dark night of the soul is a form of spiritual depression, okay? So yes, we have the regular depression, but when you add the spiritual side on top of it, it brings it to a whole other level. In my experience, it is for someone who dealt with depression on and off for like 20 years, when I had dark night of the soul, it was like 10 times worse than regular depression. However, the dark night of the soul is very purposeful, and we're going to talk about why in just a moment. So what can happen during dark night of the soul? Well, same things that can happen on depression. You may feel tired all the time. You may want to not wake up. You may want to sleep all day in bed. You may want to lay around and watch TV. No motivation, just feeling not interested in the world, apathy, lack of interest, like stuff like that can all happen. However, what also happens is you feel cut off from source, which one is a lie. You can't be, right? Because we all are a fragment of source, energy, God, the universe, whatever you want to say. But dark night of the soul comes in to teach us stuff, right? And so what happens is you feel completely cut off. There can be times your intuition can be on fire and you're totally just, your psychic senses are open and you're just very much connected, your spirit guides, or whatever that spiritual energy in alignment to you means, and then all of a sudden it's gone, right? And you're like, man, I'm just brain fog, I don't feel connected, and my spirit guides are gone, all the messages, I'm not getting anything, and you just feel spiritually cut off. And what happens in a dark night of the soul is you go through a spiritual crisis, right? Oh my God, who am I? Like they left me, they've abandoned me, meaning the guides, right? What's happening? I don't know my way. And you start questioning everything, right? And you feel maybe isolated, alone. You could have a longing to go back home, even if you don't know where home is, right? I mean, outside of Earth, going back to your starseed origins, your galactical energies, wherever you come from, right? You might be like, I just want to go home, and this is not home, like I don't fit in, and it's making me really depressed, like I just don't want to be on Earth. Like that is something that's very common in dark night of the soul. And so you go through the spiritual crisis because your ego is like shedding a layer, and so your ego is like a piece of it is dying off, and that's what happens in a dark night of the soul. Because when you get to the other side of it, here's the hope, guys, you always will get to the other side of it, okay? This is a temporary moment in time, whether it lasts, I mean, I don't know any that last a day, but like a week, a month, I don't even know any that really last a week, but let's just say a month to a year. They all will be different for each of you, but no matter how long it lasts, there is hope, okay? You could not have the dark without the light. And as the sun comes up every morning and the moon goes down, it is a cycle. So this is something that will end, okay? Absolutely guarantee you will not be stuck in dark night of the soul. So what happens is, like I was saying, is your ego sheds a layer of it off. And so as that part of you, part of that ego is dying away, it has to go through a death and rebirth. So when you get to the other side of it, right? Let's say you're vibrating here, okay? Before dark night of the soul, and then dark night of the soul happens, and all of a sudden I'm like down here. Maybe I'm even off camera, I'm so far down, right? But I'll just say it here for you guys can see it. So now I'm vibrating down here, and you just want to get back to where you used to be up here, right? But you're not going to. When you get out of dark night of the soul, like you're down here, you skyrocket, like even above camera, you're like way up here, you can't even see it. So you're vibrating up here because that part of you has died away with the ego. It allows your vibration to increase. It allows you to form more with your light body, your higher self. It allows you to bring in more love and light. And so when you get to the other side, it's like, wow, that was all worth it, because you think you were vibrating high here. You ain't seeing nothing. You're going to go way up here or even higher, right? So it has a purpose. It comes in to teach you something. Sometimes in dark night of the soul, like again with depression, I don't want to do anything, but what happens with dark night of the soul is, let's say you were an advocate meditator. I did meditation every day, I did yoga, I did qigong, I did breath work, like whatever spiritual practice you had, that probably stopped, right? You just feel completely cut off. If you do cards like me, maybe you haven't picked up a deck in weeks or months. Maybe you're not using your crystals. Like, there is no connection to that spiritual world. You just feel disconnected, because that's what happens. You disconnect from that spiritual side of you. It's a dark night of the soul. It's a spiritual depression. You're going to go through a spiritual crisis. So you're not going to want to pick up the tarot decks. You're not going to want to do manifestation. You're not going to want to play with your crystals. You're not going to want to, like, get out of bed or do yoga. Like, it just completely shut you off from the world, and you feel isolated and alone. But like I said, don't worry, because as the moon comes up every night, the sun will always, always, always rise. And so there will always, always, always be a light at the tunnel. And I'm going to do a couple more Dark Night of the Soul videos. I just wanted to start off with just like, what is Dark Night of the Soul first? And then we'll get into like things to do to get you out of it, and the different types of Dark Night of the Soul and all that good stuff. So I think this is a good place to just wrap up what is Dark Night of the Soul. So thank you guys so much for watching. And if you got anything out of this video, do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button. This way I know you got something that resonated. You guys haven't already subscribed to my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. There's a bell too. You want to hit the bell and turn on all notifications. I don't want you guys to miss out on any important messages. That next message just might be the message that might change your life. So thank you guys so much for watching. Till next time, be blessed.